Hi there, everybody. How's it going? How's it going? Oh my god. Hi there, everybody. How's it going? How's it going? How's it going? The movie. Oh man, I gotta update the quote of the day, everybody. I gotta update the quote of the day, everybody. Oh yeah. Okay. Wow. That movie. That movie was great, bro. The movie was good. Oh man. Live reaction. Live. I don't even know what to call that. Tongue sticking out emoji reaction. Holy shit. Live freak reaction is what that said. Oh man. Oh. Oh my god. Hey everybody. How's it going? It's a little freaky time, you know what I'm saying? A little bit of a freaky time. Just trying to discuss some things. Hey, Pay Cash, have you watched the movie? Because if you haven't, I'll give you like a non-spoiler discussion review, man. I want something to feel excited slash happy out about again. Have you seen the movie? Let me just preface this. I think everyone should go see the movie. The movie is good. I recommend the movie. I think the movie is recommendable. But there's a big fat massive butt here. Gigant dude, what the fuck? How's it going, man? I'm good. Um Superman. What does that even mean? Why did you just, what type of response was that, man? Man? Man. Coming out of that movie, it felt fulfilling, but it left me wanting more. But not in the same way other movies have. Nah. Um there was a quote that said the movie is created like it's opening up a random comic book. Maybe not random, but opening up a comic book, and it felt exactly like that, but it also ended like reading a comic book storyline I have not ever touched, right? But the thing is, if I start with issue 34, obviously I can continue reading issue 35, issue 36, but I eventually want to read issues 1 through 33. And I think that's what this movie does that very well, but it also it's like I don't know, man. I feel like yes, it's a Superman movie, but there's so many moving parts. There's so many moving characters. This is like this is like this is like an Avengers movie but mainly about Iron Man. You know what I mean? Hey, wait, give me one sec. Yeah, you're muted on the stream, man. You're muted. I've been talking to myself this whole time. Everybody, special guest here. Would you like to say something?
I'm really happy to be here. Thank you for
All
having
right,
me.
I'm
Thank
muting
you
you
for
again. All right, he's muted. He I actually muted you. Okay, I'll unmute you. Let's just continue our conversation. Let's just continue the conversation. Anyways, going off of what I said, do you agree? This is Devil.
I go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say, based going off of what you just said, it's just like Captain America: Civil War, where it was a Captain America movie, but it had all these other characters, and it was kind of pushing the story to where like
Yeah, but the
progressing
thing
the
with
story.
Captain America: Civil War is like you cannot watch that as your first event Marvel movie.
No, you're absolutely right about
But
that.
you see, this movie Superman understands that, so obviously it's giving us it gives us like things to understand what's going on, right?
Absolutely.
But the issue is like there are people out there that do not know the story of Green Lantern. There are people who also don't know the story of Superman, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when
Mm-hmm.
they watch this
Absolutely.
movie, they're getting a good experience, but they're not getting the full experience. But, ignorance is bliss. They don't understand what they're not getting, so they're not really missing out. But it's like I feel like it could have been executed a little bit better. I give the movie a 7 out of 10. It was
That's what
it was really
Gohar
good.
also gave.
It was
Gohar
good.
also said it. Gohar said it was a 7 out of 10. I
Yeah.
said it was like a 7 or 8, like a solid 7 or 8. I couldn't decide.
Like it was a solid movie, but
Mm-hmm.
the thing is like yes, it's also like Superman is in fact obviously in this movie. He is the main character of the movie. Um I just I think the Batman MCU Black Panther and MCU Spider-Man show that origin stories aren't as necessary as before for movies. Yes, but this is a fantastic example right here, right? The first Sonic movie that came out was not like it was a 7 or a 6 out of 10. It was good. It wasn't exceptional or anything, but it was good. And it wasn't really an origin either. It touched on the origins of Sonic, but it was like, hey, this is like Sonic's first adventure. And throughout the movie you're like, well, why does Sonic not like why doesn't he have his iconic shoes? Where are the other Sonic characters? Well, at the end of that movie he gets his shoes and then a new character shows up. Then in the second movie, more characters join in, and then in the third movie, it's like this is a Sonic movie. Like this is like Sonic is behaving like Sonic. He has his gang, right?
Sure.
And that's a
Yeah.
slow build up. The first movie is about Sonic. The second movie is about Sonic and his new friend and like redeeming, Knuckles or whatever, right? Then the third movie is them being together and like literally being a family, right? And that's like, that's built over time. And the first movie again, like it wasn't really insane or anything, right? And I know nothing about Sonic, so I'm sure there was a bunch of stuff that I probably didn't pick up on. But since I was like ignorance is bliss, like sure, it's cool. It was able to build, right? This movie is like Sonic 2, but there was no Sonic 1, right? Like this feels like Superman 2, but there was no Superman 1, and we're probably never going to get it. And what I don't understand is for a movie that was refusing to talk about like Superman's origins, right? Instead of giving us a 2 to 5 minute scene where it's just the origin of Superman, of this Superman, right? Because obviously some
Yeah.
things are a little bit different. Each iteration is a little bit different. Instead of just giving us one scene, we're just constantly talking about it over and over and over again in this movie. And that's what I didn't like. It's like, okay, if this isn't the origin, why are we still talking about it?
But I mean, for me at least, like, I mean, I didn't need to see it though. I didn't mind. I didn't
Okay,
have to
but
see him as a child growing up in
back
Kansas,
in
in Smallville.
2013, right, when I saw Man of Steel for the first time, had I ever like as a little kid, who's gonna sit
I
down
don't
and
think,
watch a movie from the
yeah,
80s, right?
I don't think you probably
Exactly.
had seen it, but I don't think you could, like,
Understood it.
no,
Yeah, I didn't
yeah,
really
you couldn't
understand what was
comprehend.
going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Exactly. So, if someone who's like 8 or 10 is watching this movie, how the fuck are they supposed to understand? Like, how are they genuinely supposed to realize that, like, other than saying it over and over again, Superman is an alien, Superman is an alien, I'm an alien. Like, how are they supposed to understand that? And how is someone without context supposed to understand that, you know, Krypton isn't there, Kryptonite is bad? And I guess these are things that can, become relevant in the future, but, like, it's very clear that this movie is made for an audience that is supposed to already know the story. This is made for a comic book audience, which makes
No,
sense.
no, I don't. I mean, sure, yes, because like the comic book people would be like, oh, this is where they got this. This is where they got this. But like, I've never really read any Superman comic before. I have never. Um, I just seen the three originals, some of the TV shows, from the 70s and 80s, but it's not really canon. And then Man of Steel, and then Batman versus Superman and Justice League after that. Um, I don't know. I'm kind of glad they didn't spend time. Even Man of Steel, the first, and I can't remember, 20 minutes, the first 30 minutes.
I think the
Is
first
it
30 minutes is him leading up to him getting the suit.
is him deciding what he wants to do, right? He showed him as a kid with the bus he saved, and that dude's like, "Oh, he saved my life. I saw him." And then they came to his parents' house, and they're like, and then he like ran away or whatever. He was like on an oil rig, and he saved people alive. Like it was showing. It didn't show him as a kid. It showed him as a like young adult, and then a adult, and then and he was all powerful too. Like by the time he decided to be Superman, like he's like, all right, I'm Superman. I'm gonna show myself. Dude was max power
Well,
from
I
the
mean,
get
this
go.
Superman is also max power.
Well, yes and no.
Well, what do you
Um,
mean? When in
me
Man of Steel, when he fights other Kryptonians, he gets his ass handed to him.
Yes, but he was
Exactly.
having trouble with the kaiju and stuff. But then, and this is what Gohar was saying. As this is someone else I was having a conversation with right before you started your stream, and I was like, and this is spoilers, like if you haven't seen the film or whatever. Um,
No, no spoiler talk.
well, he was hurt. I was gonna say he was just hurt.
Yeah, and I
Remember the
mean that's
robots were
kind of
like,
seen in the trailers. But you see, one other very minor thing I don't like about like the portrayal is how he's not seen, like, they can't decide as to whether or not he's a metahuman. Is that what they called him? Like,
I think that's what they're, I think that's what they're calling everybody who has
yeah,
any
so
kind of
they can't
powers.
decide if he's an alien or a metahuman. It's like clearly he looks like and behaves like a human and he has powers, right? So is he not technically by classification a metahuman? But then they keep calling him an alien, and it's like, I don't understand what's so weird about that, because clearly the concept of aliens exists in this world and it's common.
I agree. I mean, I agree. I think they call I mean, that's in the name. Metahumans are humans who just have powers and stuff.
Yeah, like Green Lantern and everything, right? That
Mm-hmm.
concept. I mean, if I feel like most people know Superman and Batman's story, right? But not many people. I
Yeah.
mean, first of all, there's only one real Green Lantern movie, and it fucking sucks, right?
Yes, absolutely, dogs.
But
Garbage.
but the general audience does not know the lore behind like Green Lantern. I'm sure most people would be confused as to why there's multiple until it's explained in the show or the movie or whatever. Like,
Mm-hmm.
it's like a society, like the something of the lanterns, right? Or whatever.
Yeah.
Um and it's like an intergalactic police force, right? Well, that term right there
Sure.
just immediately tells you that in this universe, it's already like an issue that most like Marvel had this issue. It's like, so you're telling me the entire galaxy, like all these universes, or not the universes, all these galaxies are able to communicate with one another, but Earth has been left out of it up until this movie, right? But
Well,
but
they
Superman
changed it. They changed it.
in
What you're
Marvel.
about to... No, no, no. I was saying at least in DC,
Well,
because
no,
in the
that's what I mean.
beginning,
You see,
yeah,
the Earth has been a part of this like
thing.
connected universe
Yes.
from the beginning. It's not like, oh, after the Flash movie, when Green Lantern got introduced is when, Earth began learning of alien. No, no, no. It's been like this from the beginning, and I like that. And you see, the format of this movie is also good. It's like, yes, it's a Superman movie, but there are other characters in it,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
For example, based off of the trailers, there's Hawk Girl, right?
Yes.
Are we going to get a Hawk Girl movie? Not, probably not. But if we do, right? I would want all the future movies to be set up where they're not afraid to show more characters. You see, like for example, like in Marvel, Ant-Man, it's only about Ant-Man and his friends.
Yes.
Iron Man, it's only about Iron Man and his friends. Captain America, it's only about Captain America and his friends, right? Each movie is its own secluded bubble. Then Civil War overlapped and all the Avengers movies overlap. But I feel like that's not a good way to structure it because it makes a connected universe feel disconnected. And
Okay.
I feel like this movie set a really good precedent. But if they don't follow this precedent, if the next movie is like Ant-Man where it's like the origin of the hero, it's only about the hero, and then it's only about the friend group of that hero, then this movie is immediately just like the Superman movie will be much worse. Like it would later on be considered shit.
I agree completely.
Well,
I
okay,
agree completely.
the MCU movies stopped being isolated from each other in Phase 3. Hold up, let me read these chats. Gary says Superman's too iconic for confusion of about a lack of context to be a real problem. People that haven't consumed any material have several resources to learn the basics of who Superman is. Same reason Matt Reeves' Batman and MCU Spider-Man skip the build up to them gaining their heroic identities. Yeah, and then the term for metahumans probably isn't just linked to earthborn humans. Well, yeah, but then it's like they keep calling him an alien. And it's like okay,
What people were
you're fine
saying.
with like fucking Guy to be a Green Lantern, right?
Hmm.
But then Superman is an issue. It's like okay.
Well, people were saying like this movie was really talking about like immigration and like stuff like that because they had such a big problem with him being an alien because they constantly kept saying he was an alien. And
Yeah, I could tell when they were using that term, they were not using the extraterrestrial like meaning. They were using it as a slur.
in a way, yes, I agree. But I think I agree with definitely agree with what you're saying about how going forward, like the Supergirl film, is it just her? Is it just a standalone,
Yeah, like
like,
whatever movie they make next, right? Regardless of like it's an obscure hero or not, I just I think it's unfair. Like it would become very clear that the reason the Superman movie was made the way it was in order to just start the universe. And I feel like if that is why this movie was structured the way it was, in the future, like obviously hindsight is 2020, but in the future, this movie will just be like become worse and worse and worse over time. Like if in the next Superman movie, let's say we get the next Superman movie in 7 movies from now, right? And if it's only about Superman and Lois and like his friends and
could
stuff
be a
like
time
that.
jump.
I mean, yeah, but I'm mainly just talking about like the inclusion of different heroes, and I feel like the MCU did that, but not really. Like The Spider-Man movie, the most recent one, didn't really do that. Doctor Strange didn't really do that. Well,
What, time
you
jumps?
see, no, like the inclusion of other characters, but like the way the
I never
MCU
understood that.
no, well, no, the way the MCU handled it is only as cameos. It's like they're there for like a split second. They have no real input to the story. All the characters, that's what I liked about this movie, is like all the characters, even the side ones, had an importance to the story.
Like they
It
were
wasn't
there.
it wasn't a cameo. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
It
yeah, yeah.
like if Green Lantern was just there for that one scene at the beginning of the movie
And then dipped.
and then wasn't there for the rest of the movie, then that would have been shit.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like they were actually part of the story, and they were there. Mr. Fantastic was a part of
Doctor
the story.
Strange
They
2
were.
had America Chavez and Scarlet Witch as main characters. Two people that were usually unrelated to Strange in the comics. And I get what you mean, but it's like for the structure of that movie, I'm not like picking and choosing, but it's like for the structure of that movie, Doctor Strange was the hero, Scarlet Witch was the bad guy, right? And then
You got
America
Charles.
and then Shav. Well, yeah, but those were cameos, right? So that's a good example. But the thing is, Doctor Strange 2, how many movies had to come out before it for that movie for Doctor Strange 2 to really make sense? So we
You remember
under
the
like
ending to that film?
um
Remember
Scarlet
Charlize
Witch
Theron?
dies.
Charlize
Oh, she
Theron
was
shows
alive.
up.
Wait, wasn't
She
she
shows
alive?
up. Yeah, she shows up on the street. She's like, Doctor Strange, we need your help, and he's like, "Ah, la, 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 la," and then he falls to the ground,
there was two post credit scenes for that
and then
movie.
the third eye.
Yeah.
What
Uh
talk about cinema magic?
yeah. The movie could have been better, but yes, it did include a lot of like characters, right? But again, it's like how many movies did it take to get to that point in Marvel? And DC's already starting off like that. But what I'm mainly trying to say is if they stop doing that, if all the movies from now don't really follow this formula that they have here, and like obviously I don't want them to copy paste the formula because it'll get repetitive. What I'm saying is like if the next movie that it has so many different heroes in it is the Justice League movie that we're obviously inevitably going to get, then I feel like the Superman movie being like this is incredibly unfair to Superman because it could like instead of it being able to have just been a Superman movie when all the other movies are just their own characters movies, it's like, well,
I think that's the best character to do because more people may know that storyline than
what, Superman?
Supergirl's. Yeah, more people know like his origin story and like the shit. He
Shit,
has
I
to
didn't know
deal
who
with.
Jimmy was.
He was in Man of Steel. He dies in like the first 10 minutes of Man
Yeah,
of Steel. when they
okay,
show-
and
but-
for
but
someone
to
who
that
doesn't really
to that universe, Jimmy Olsen wasn't a big character. They didn't give a shit. But in this one, because James Gunn is following, a multitude different comic books, they made him a more of a bigger character. Jimmy Olsen was also big in the original film too, as just like a side character, not as like a vital. Because the guy had good screen time, it wasn't like he was just on the side.
and
like on
that's
the
what I
ship.
mean.
I don't have a
All the
seatbelt.
characters, but that's the thing. It's like all the characters have the same amount of screen time, but it's the name of the movie is Superman, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, right? Obviously, Superman had the most fucking time on the screen. He was on the screen the longest. The story was about him. The movie started with him. The movie ended with him. The final fight was with him, right? So obviously, it was a Superman movie, but it's like
They had to find
we
a-
went
they had to find
8
that
minutes. We
middle
went
ground.
8 minutes in that movie without seeing Superman once. There was an 8-minute
You-
segment where
Yeah, when they
Superman was
cut
not in
to
the movie at
other
all.
people, yeah.
And I'm like, okay,
Which-
that's
which they have to
cool.
do.
Yeah, but the name of the movie is Superman.
Yeah, but you got side stories. You got people.
Yes, and
progressing
you
the
see, that's how a
story.
comic book is, and I like that. And I really
Sure,
do
yeah.
like that. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm saying that if the next movie, like a good example is the next, like the Batman movie that's a part of this universe. Unless if it's gonna be Robert Pattinson's,
I don't think it
I
is.
really
But
hope it is. But if it's not, and they make a movie and it's like about Batman and everything,
he said, "Oh, James Gunn came out and said this is confirmed. You're
but he
not
could
gonna
change his mind.
see. You're well, sure, but I don't think he will. You're not gonna see his parents get killed. We already fucking know that. We're not gonna see like
And
like
I
he's gonna be
understand that it's an iconic
established.
story. Yes, I understand that. But what I'm saying is like if we in the Batman movie, if it's I lost my train of thought. Fuck, man. You
They're not gonna
interrupted.
show. They're not gonna show his parents getting killed.
Okay, well you're just repeating that. What?
I'm just saying that's what James Gunn said.
Yeah, I know. The
Christopher
difference between
Nolan showed
Superman
it,
and a
then
possible Justice League movie is that the Justice League wouldn't focus on a central character and be more of a ensemble with equal focus on all the members. But that's kind of what this movie was. I like at least like thinking back to
that's
it,
how
like
the cartoons are, man. Too.
I understand that, but the name of the movie is Superman. Like I get that there's like so many different heroes in the universe, let alone just in this movie. And I understand that each movie, each hero in this movie deserves their scene, but
like Boba Fett.
like for example, right? If every single hero in this movie got one fight, Superman had 3 fights, and it's like that's not that many fights in a movie 2.5 hours long about Superman. If this is the formula they're gonna follow, like if the Batman movie has Robin in it, it has fucking like I don't know. Let's say doesn't Batman usually have a fucking connection to Flash? Flash is in it. Like we have a like I don't fucking know. Superman shows up for a little bit too. I don't give a shit. But what I'm saying is like if the next heroed movie isn't structured like this, where it's like, oh, rip out a page from these comic books, put them together. It's ensemble, but it's mainly about Batman. If it's not like that, then I think it's unfair. That's what I'm mainly trying to say.
Mm-hmm. So would you say like the Flash movie that we saw a couple years ago? Like it was about Flash, but you had Supergirl in it, kind of, and then you had Batman in it. So they kind of showed like it was split. It was still about the Flash, but he was in every scene, every fight.
Yes.
But that one was a little bit more split, but not to this degree.
It was not to this degree. That you see that movie. No. You see, actually, if it's like the Flash, then I think it's okay. But if it's like Robert Pattinson's Batman movie, where it's Batman for 180 minutes, and he's in every scene, and it's like, okay, why the fuck couldn't the Superman movie be about that? Oh, okay, well, Superman is more than just about Superman. That's a valid, I feel thing to say, right? Superman is about, his connections and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like I guess you could make the argument that Batman is more reserved and he's always by himself. So that like that's a valid like balance, but it's like like if the Justice League movie comes out and it's just like this, and it's like, damn, we basically already just watched Justice League with fucking it was just called Superman.
No, it was still
Justice
a little
Squad.
bit reserved. It was a little bit. It was a little bit more. This movie was still about him though, because the main story.
Oh, exactly. You see that's the
him.
thing. The overlying arc was about him, and
how he liked to listen to his parents.
Yeah,
voice,
exactly. So you see, that's how it's different than a Justice League movie. And again, I think the movie was good. I think the format of the movie is good. I'm just scared they're not going to carry over the format of the movie.
Look, James Gunn, right? First movie, new canon. He's sitting down writing the script, right? A couple years ago, he took a photo of what the title was and that he was working on it. He had to be like, how the hell am I gonna start this?
Yeah, but that's unfair. That's unfair to call it a Superman movie.
No, it's not.
What I'm saying, listen. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but like not in a negative way. I'm just saying like if the only reason this movie was the way it was because it's the first movie in the DCU, then that's unfair to Superman. But thinking back to it, this movie really was mainly about Superman. The only critiques I
Yes.
have, though, are it was just there could have been more Superman. Superman.
Gary, I agree with your comment, by the way.
But also, we're finally leaving that era of like injustice, Superman, and everything, and going towards
Hmm.
a more like bubbly, like basically how Superman was portrayed in like the 1980s and everything.
Yeah,
It would
the
be unfair
original.
if it pulled a Spider-Man 3 and gave the other heroes the same importance and focus as Superman. Spider-Man 3.
Remember this? It started showing us the Sand Dude, and then they started focusing on Venom, and it's like, well, you just introduced these people. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then he was like, I need to repair my friendship with my friend.
Oh yeah, you see there was just too much going on.
Yeah, not enough setup. Like, they set everything up in the film,
But then it
in the
ended at the same
beginning,
time.
and then it ended at the same time.
Yeah.
This one was really just it got through the Lex Luthor story. Like, everyone knows that's his biggest arch nemesis, right? It's Lex Luthor and him. We get that. Like
Yeah.
Green Goblin to Spider-Man, or
You see the only reason I think that that Superman got as hurt as he did was because of the just amount of time and money Lex Luthor had put into like just knowing his every move. No
that is true, but
other
he wasn't
adversary.
healed.
Well,
He
not only
wasn't healed
that,
from the
yeah, but no
get
other
go.
adversary of Superman will
Hmm.
realistically get him like that hurt, I feel.
No, because one
Like
A,
like
two
yeah.
A, two
Well
Bs,
yeah,
three
but like
Cs.
also just like the villain of the week will be a breeze in the future, you know what I mean? Like yes, he struggled against the kaiju and everything, but I feel like in even in Man of Steel, I mean, he struggled to pick up a few buildings and shit. You know what I mean? The one thing that like I did not like about this movie, that I feel like Man of Steel covered this topic much better, is okay. The city of Metropolis is about to fucking get obliterated. So let's do an evacuation. Dude, you cannot evacuate an entire city larger than New York successfully within less than half a day. Even less time
Hmm.
than that. But I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say half a day is how long they had to get everyone out. You cannot empty an entire city in half a day. Right?
Suspension of disbelief, man.
Okay, I understand that, and like for the style of the universe this is, I agree, you know, but the scenes in Man of Steel where it's like, and the scenes in Batman versus Superman where it shows the perspective of the civilians, that's something real. And I feel like
Hmm.
they could have touched on that a little bit, and they did. But the thing is, like, there's a scene. This isn't really a spoiler if you haven't seen it, but there's a scene where it's like, okay, the building is falling, everyone has evacuated. Apparently, all these buildings are empty. No one's in the city, but this building is falling onto a bridge in which people are evacuating on. Right? There's a shit ton of car crashes that happen, and after the car crashes happen, people are stuck on the bridge, and there's people running on the bridge too, like on the sidewalk, like pushing strollers and shit with their suitcases. The building is falling. Superman finally shows up, stops the building from falling, and there's this lady in her car. in the car accident, right?
Mm-hmm.
It shows from her perspective, she sees Superman holding the building, she turns her car on, and then she drives. When she drives, there's no more cars blocking her way because she was just in a car accident.
Oh yeah.
There was no more people. Like, it showed the entire bridge to the other side of the bridge. There were no more cars. There were no more people. Even though 2 scenes prior, when the building was falling that was as big as the bridge, was hurting people, causing car accidents, and people were running on the bridge, on the sidewalk of the bridge. I didn't like that at all. That was really dumb, and I don't know how that got past. Like, I think the issue with this movie was like they had a lot of time to make this movie, and even James Gunn himself said that, like, I remember 2 months ago is when they shipped out the movie and everything and finalized the movie, like 2 months ago, showing how confident they were. But I think the issue they ran across was they had spent so much time just rewatching these scenes over and over and over and over and over and over again, in which these small inconsistencies got through. But I still don't know how a scene like that got through like so many test screenings. Sure, suspend your belief. Fuck, we're talking about a guy wearing underwear who can fly and shoot lasers out of his eyes. He didn't use his laser eyes enough. There were like 8 times he could have used them. He used it like 2 of the 8 times that I thought it was a good time to use the laser eyes. And one of the 2 times, I think he used it at a good time, he started using it when he was like basically about to die. And I was like, dude, couldn't you have done this at the start of the fight instead?
Well, you gotta remember, he doesn't kill. He tries to.
Okay, well, that's really funny because the one scene where I was like, oh, he's not going to use his laser eyes is when he gets. This is a slight spoiler, just a very slight.
He gets
spoiler.
in the air and he uses it on everyone.
Yeah, he gets covered by like 100 people. So he starts spinning and then uses his laser eyes. But against the same people earlier, he was refusing to use it.
But then when they all landed in front of the camera, you saw it. It's just
okay. So this is a little bit more of a slight spoiler. When he was like in the river and everything, and the same style of soldier was fighting him, why didn't he just use... Like, he did use the laser eyes, but when he was reaching the waterfall equivalent of the river, why did he wait so long? That was stupid.
Because he's inexperienced. I don't think...
Inexperienced? Fucker has been Superman for 3 years. You see, this movie...
He hasn't done much,
bro,
though. I don't think he's... This was the most I think he's ever
done. Man.
Remember?
Nah.
He lost for the first time. Like, he's just... He never had... I don't think he's... I'm not defending this point, by the way. I'm just saying, based off what the story's telling us, dude's been cheesing it.
Okay, but here's the thing. If the movie is trying to set up that he's been Superman for 3 years, right? Then why is he just now learning how to fight?
Because he was finally challenged, because Lex was monitoring him since he showed up 3 years ago. That's why he knew all his moves and stuff. So he was being tested in different
that's
ways.
a valid point, but that doesn't really address what I'm saying.
What?
Bro, he's fighting someone 1-to-1 who is like just someone in a basic soldier suit. And he doesn't think to use his lasers until
his lasers kill.
So why did he use his lasers anyways in that same scene? Not kill the soldier and then get out. Like, all I'm saying is like that entire fight sequence could have just ended at the beginning.
Could have ended at the beginning. If he had used it on the armor.
Well, yeah, because isn't that... Okay, and also, like, in the one scene where he spins all the soldiers, like, all 300, 400 soldiers off of him, and then uses his lasers, like, yes, the scene shows us that, in fact, his lasers did not kill them. But how is he spinning in Mach 8? Like, how is he... he's not aiming...
You're looking too deep into it.
I'm looking too deep into it, brother.
You're... What I mean is, like, you're making it too literal.
You know what? You're right. He is a flying man in underwear.
Yeah,
I do keep. I need to remind myself of that.
it's like, but I get what you're saying, but I totally understand where you're coming from. But it's like that's where suspension of disbelief. That's just he's able to spin around at Mach 12 and no one gets killed. I mean, it is what it is. It's
Reasonable, yes, but like, this is
practical,
something
no.
this is something that I was thinking about, like with just all the fights that he was a part of. They were really cool, like especially like the last 20 minutes and the last few fights with Superman were really good. But
Mhm.
like the earlier ones, it was like it wasn't boring. It was like he was fighting that kaiju, and it was like he's struggling. Why is he struggling? Oh, he's not trying to kill it. The reason he's struggling is because he's holding himself back because he's deliberately not trying to kill the kaiju. He's
Well, he
trying to
said
get
let's
it out.
take
Right.
no, yeah, he was like let's take it to a
Yeah,
thing. Let's
he's trying
test
to
it. Let's
keep it
find out
alive
what it
and take it
is.
away so that it can be studied. That's really cool. And that I understand. You see? And then, the explanation of like, oh, he's losing all his not all his fights, like he lost his all fight. That made sense too. Even in Man of Steel, it's kind of the same reasoning, right? Um
Man of Steel, everything happened in like a week, 2 days.
there was a rumor that there were going to be like day cards in this movie where it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think the movie does take course over about a week, maybe 5 days. I want to say it starts on a Monday for sure. No, it starts on a Sunday going into a Monday
Because he goes to work.
because, yes, he goes to
And they talk
work.
about a date they had 2 days ago,
No,
so
they talk about
maybe
a
it was on.
date they had like 3 months prior,
Oh.
2 months prior, a month prior, a few months prior. But I kind of believe that rumor. It was like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday day card, because at the start of the movie, it does start with a card where it's like 33 billion years ago, 30 years ago, 33 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
three
Mm-hmm.
hours ago, right? So I feel like they were gonna go off of that. I feel like that would have been nice. Uh, didn't really change much, but um, it was very nice to see like the morning, afternoon, night cycle happen though. Like I feel like that happened a few times consistently. That was nice.
It's made 22.5 million on Thursday. It's on track to.
No, I think it made more than that. The movie came out on a Wednesday, like preview. Um, and then Thursday is a part of. I think Thursday is a part of like that as well. Um, it's made like 55 million just based off of yesterday. So it's for sure going to make more than 100 um, after today's and tomorrow's numbers come in. I think I see the movie getting to like 6 or 700.
God bless, that's a lot of money.
700 million?
It's a lot of money.
There were a
Almost a
few scenes where
billion.
the graphics weren't that good as well. Not too many. Uh, the scenes where it mattered, it was good. It was very clear. It was like those scenes that did not look good were very clear that they were like low priority because it was like very basic stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the trailers make up the first 20-25 minutes of the movie, so that was nice. I feel like more movies have been doing that lately. Crypto was amazing. Uh, I feel like the ending of the movie was good. I don't really feel like there wasn't a real like Huh. Like a climax. There was, but it was a very small one. And then the movie kind of just moves off of that and it goes to like the very last scene where like, he's laying down and everything. Slight spoiler, I'm not really going to go into too depth about that. Um into too depth. What the fuck did I just say? Um that was a nice resolution, but then the movie kind of just ends. And then the post credit scenes were okay. They didn't really do much. They could have honestly just been scenes a part of the movie. Um, and I get the reasoning. It's like, yeah, why don't set up a project that'll write you into a corner? But for a franchise that I think is being taken very seriously, James Gunn is taking this very seriously. This movie was written and made within 2 years.
Okay.
Very efficient. And they already know the next movie coming out. They already know the movie that's coming out after that.
Well, he's making TV shows too. I mean,
I
like,
don't think that's a good idea. I do not think that's a good
Peacemaker's
idea.
coming. He's thinking about doing a Jimmy Olsen and Mr. Fantastic TV show.
You see,
The Green Lantern TV show.
I don't think that's a good idea because what'll unless he's more smart about it than the MCU is, because if you go from Endgame and watch all the Marvel movies and then watch the Captain America movie, you will not understand what the fuck is going on in the Captain America movie unless you watch the Falcon and the Winter Soldier TV show. But if James Gunn utilizes the shows in a different way, where it's like you can still watch the movie without having watched the shows, because it's like it's unfair to a consumer to, hey, I want to go watch this movie. It's the first movie, right? Like the Captain America movie, Brave New World, was the first, like it's the first of a new trilogy, right? With a new Captain America. It's unfair to give a viewer homework that's locked behind a paywall, legally speaking, right?
Yeah.
I think that's unfair. And I hope it's considered better. You see, if it's like yeah, Peacemaker, he has his own show and everything. But then if he gets a movie and then he's a part of like future movies, then I'm assuming that all you need to watch are the movies. But then if you like the character, there's more content for you if you like the character, but you don't have to. You don't have to watch it. You don't have to.
You're not wrong.
Gunn could follow in the Penguin series' footsteps and make Jimmy Olsen's series a side story, essentially. Yes! Falcon and the Winter Soldier is more of a Cap 4 than the actual Cap 4, in my opinion. That's a very good point, and you're right. You see, they could... That's a great way to put it. A side story. A side story that they really want to tell, but don't want it to be its own movie. Then they make the show, and the show's good quality, just like the Peacemaker show, right? If they make a Peacemaker movie, then I'm sure that will have a lot of importance. It'll have the context you need, but then the show itself is probably just going to be side stuff. It's like the villain of the week or whatever for Peacemaker. That's why I think Marvel's going to stop doing all these shows. Because, you see, what Marvel's doing is, like, they're putting origin stories and important information into fucking shows that people don't want to watch because there's too many of them.
Well, Marvel's TV shows notoriously weren't... I mean, they were okay, but not very good.
Like the Loki show? Dude.
Phenomenal.
Yes. But that could have been a trilogy. Well, maybe even one, maybe 2 movies. Yeah, season 1 movie, season 2 movie.
Sure.
But now, if if someone who's only watching the MCU movie, well, that's the thing. If you're watching all the MCU movies, you're an MCU fan, so therefore you're probably going to want to watch more when there's no more movies to watch. So you're probably just going to watch the shows. Well, yes, but some people won't. And yes, technically that's their fault, but it's also unfair because it's like, well, I want to know what I don't understand. I thought Loki died. Why is he here? Oh, it's the concept of the multiverse. Well, not only that, well, uh, there's a two-season show on Disney Plus that you have to watch to really understand what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did say they're going to de-emphasize the movie series crossovers, but then that sucks because now it's like, now we're just going back to what it was like before, where it's like the series, the shows are disconnected from the movies, and now we're going to have a group of fans that watch all the shows that want their characters in the movies, and a group of fans who watch the movies who want their characters in the shows. And it's unfair. It's like, I wouldn't mind if, like, this isn't going to happen because of, like, licensing, but, like Spider-Man showing up in a small role in a sideshow that takes place in New York. That's been something talked about a lot. It's funny how in the Phase 3 Netflix days, people wanted TV characters to be more integrated in the MCU, and then complained once they tried that. Yes, exactly, especially with Daredevil. At least we're getting Punisher and Brand New Day. Oh, yeah, in the Spider-Man movie. I'm excited for that. I'm also tired of Spider-Man villains being taken away from Spider-Man. God, beat Spider-Man.
Yeah. Godspeed, Spider-Man. I don't know, just it. I pray that the Supergirl film is good. I mean, I pray for I hope all these next DC stuff are good, so that way they can really, it comes to fruition what they're trying to do.
But what are they trying to do?
Well, they're trying to make new canons, right? They're trying to get to the eventuality of Justice League. I mean, there's so much story. I mean, unlike Marvel has a lot of comics. I'm not saying they don't, but
DC is bigger. It's also older, right?
DC is way older, and so I think as long as they plan it right and have good, and that's why I think it's so smart having James Gunn in the seat. He knows what a good script is. He's made really good movies.
Do you think he's gonna make all the movies? He's been writing all of them.
No.
He actually
Kevin
hasn't.
Feige, man. Kevin Feige was
Feige.
Feige. He produced a lot of films. But the thing is, James Gunn is also co-CEO.
Well, not only that, he wrote this. I think he wrote Clayface. He wrote Peacemaker, and he directed everything I just said too.
Yeah, but I'm sure he has input and stuff because he's doing what Kevin Feige is doing, where people come to him with good storylines. Hey, we want to do a story about, I don't know, Jimmy Olsen. He'd be like, okay, how's this going to work in the grand scheme of things? Let's put it together. Let's try to put it together.
Well, not only that, but like I think he mentioned how he wants to have like each movie to feel like its own unique like piece, so it's like unique from one another.
Yeah.
Like the Clayface thing you just said, but that also means introducing directors to be like a part of the like a team of directors, right?
The Russo brothers.
Sure. Oh, maybe. Gunn also has the advantage of being familiar with dealing with cinematic universes. Yeah, exactly. See, it's kind of unfair, but it's like, well, I mean, MCU set up a lot of like precedences, right? Which is good, but it's like, oh, it's unfair because they had to do all the hard work. Well, bro, fucking DC has rebooted fucking 3 times. Right? 2 times? No. So before, the first time, every movie was disconnected. The second time it failed, DCEU, it failed. And then now we're on DC. So it's like the third iteration of DC.
No, they never tried to cross over like any of the other
No, that's what I
Batmans.
mean. The first iteration, everything was its own movie. We had Green Lantern.
Hmm.
We had the Batman movies with our goat. Um, we had I think like that was it. That was really it. Then they started, Man of Steel, and they were like, hey, Marvel's doing something cool. Let's try. And then they failed. DCEU. Now we're on DCU,
And
and
that's
they're
because of what's it called? That's because of The Rock.
wow. I kind of forgot what he did.
So you had Man of Steel come out, they crossed Batman into it. They got Wonder Woman and stuff. So
And
the
Black
person
Adam.
that no, before Black Adam.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you had a cross between all of them, and it was, Zack Snyder was at the helm. I'm not saying he was CEO, but as a director, he was just like, "Hey, let's do something here." And then they got Aquaman and all that. The only person that didn't have a film at the time was Flash,
Yeah.
because he just shows up in the Justice League, Dawn of Justice, and then they did Shazam. But then I just watched a YouTube video about this earlier today, and when they did. When Zack Snyder comes, he bows out. He says, "All right, I can't, I'm out."
This is too much.
Well, his daughter killed herself,
Oh,
so
did not know that.
yeah, that's why he didn't finish. He didn't finish Justice League.
Oh, you're right.
That's why the Zack Snyder cut
Snyder
was being
cut.
pushed. And
Oh,
so he bows out, and then we were like, all right, dude, that was like putting it all together. And then they came out with some really shit films. They came out with,
repeatedly.
okay, it was a Wonder Woman 1984, Birds of Prey came out, and these movies just did not do well. And then they had some other stuff. And then the second Juice of Life they were gonna get was Shazam. Shazam did well. The first one did really well.
Then the second
And
one.
the second one, when they were making it or preparing for it, they were already preparing for what's that called?
Black
Black
Adam.
Adam. And then The Rock was like, Shazam can't use any characters from like I won't be in his film. Even though they're rivals. Like they're each other's bad
Yeah.
guy.
Hmm.
It's like having a Green Goblin film and him being like, I'm not joining Spider-Man.
Yeah, that was weird.
So, and then The Rock tried to take over
Oh
DC.
yeah, that's why he forced his own movie, his own Black Adam movie.
Yeah, his ex-wife was his agent and Henry's Superman's agent, and that's why at the end of his film, Superman returned, and everyone was freaking out because he made a video on his Instagram like, "Hey, I'm back as Superman," and then 3 weeks later, he's like, "Nope, it's all over. Sorry." And I left The Witcher, by the way.
For no reason.
Well, he was getting into arguments with them, but I think he left because he was like, "I'm gonna go do Superman instead," and that backfired
Exactly.
on him.
Exactly.
And
Now he's doing all the Warhammer stuff, which is fine.
but then The Rock destroyed it. His was the nail in the coffin. That was it.
I
He
don't wait, but
ruined
I
it
don't really know
completely.
how that really pertained to ruining it though.
His movie sucked ass.
Oh,
Underperformed.
I didn't know that.
Shazam
I didn't
2
watch it.
underperformed because
And there was no real way to
he
save it.
no, and then they had Superman show up and he was going to go fight Superman and then he was going to take over DC and DC was like, "Hey, jokes on." Oh, then DC was sold to Warner Brothers or whatever, like officially, and then they were, yeah, we got James Gunn.
And he
And
was like, "We're rebooting everything."
he came in and he canceled everything. He let what's it called finish.
Aquaman.
No, that the Flash,
Oh
because
yeah.
he used that story as an excuse as to why the multiverse got destroyed, this and that, everything changed. So that's why we have new movies coming out.
Yeah, but I mean, why did Aquaman come out and why did Blue Beetle come out and then why did there was
Because
another movie.
those were in the pipeline. I think there was, again,
There was no
I
way to
didn't
stop
talk to
them?
I think so.
Oh.
Remember we watched
Wait,
Entourage
wait,
stuff, man.
there
Sometimes
was something about Aquaman 2 that didn't make
Amber Heard.
sense. No, 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 no. It was I think that was
That's
the
what ruined
last
that.
DCEU movie, but the issue was Blue Beetle came out and luckily that movie like here's the thing. I remember James Gunn kept saying, "Oh, the first movie of the DCU is going to be Superman. Superman. It's going to
Yes.
be Superman." But then Peacemaker season 1 came out that had the old Justice League in it, but he was like, "Oh, no, no, no. It takes place in the DCU."
Peacemaker. Remember, at the end of season 1, all the Justice League shows up and they
Well,
actually got.
I literally just said that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know, but he said, "Oh, no, no, this takes place in the DCU." Well, what about that last scene? And also, I thought the first movie,
Shazam happens.
I don't know what that means. Shazam happens.
Shazam's movies not Shazam. I'm sorry. The Flash happened. The Flash movie happened.
Okay, yeah,
and
whatever,
it
whatever,
changes
whatever.
everything.
But then there's the Blue Beetle movie, right? Which, when he kept saying like, oh, first movie's gonna be Superman, but then he was like, oh, no, no, Blue Beetle, even though it came out first, that's also part of the DCU. Huh? Well, the thing about that movie is also it's disconnected completely, so there's nothing like connecting it to any universe.
No.
So it's like, sure, that works, but I thought the whole point was like, okay, first movie ever, Superman, but no, actually Peacemaker and motherfucking the other one, Blue Beetle, which is fine. It's just like, I mean, I haven't watched Blue Beetle.
I haven't seen it either.
Wait, Blue Beetle was also retconned to be part of the new DCU. Yeah, yeah, and that's fine. But it's now it's like now it's like not many people fucking saw that movie, and now he's like a part of this universe, and we're just gonna get. Well, they could realistically just make Blue Beetle 2, and that would be fine. But the trailer for season 2 of Peacemaker came out. I really liked Peacemaker season 1, and it's about the multiverse, which it explains it even more. So, like, as to why it's a part of like both the DCEU and the DCU. But technically, the Suicide Squad is part of the new DCU, at least the parts relevant to Peacemaker. Well, that's the other thing. The Suicide Squad is a movie that takes place in the DCU, kind of just utilizing the same characters as Suicide Squad. Which I think is fine, but it pushes back, it pushes the pipeline back even further. Now you got 3 different projects that came out and are part of this universe before Superman, which I feel like is like, dude, pick your lane. Pick your fucking lane. Like, I get it, but you're kind of fucking shit up already. But, like, don't fuck shit up even more, and it'll be fine, low-key. It's like spaghetti. I think the intent is that Superman 2025 is the proper introduction to the new DCU, even if Peacemaker and Creature Commandos came out first.
I agree with that.
Creature Commandos, yeah. That's a good point.
I think the shows are going to help facilitate the movies. Shows should be more of like rewards. And so like Green Lantern, the Green Lantern show that is coming out on HBO Max, I think it's gonna be good.
I don't think the shows should be context providing. What?
It's cheaper sometimes.
No,
it's less
no.
okay.
I don't know why you're fighting me. I'm just saying that I think they shouldn't be context providing. They should just be, oh, this is a story with these characters that you know. Oh, you know, they grow a little bit, but it's nothing substantial. Well, the movies are what's substantial, which is what Gary, I think, said earlier. I think that the intent... Oh, no, I already read that. Whoops. But yeah. Reasonable.
I look forward to the future of
yeah, again, it's 7 out of 10. It's good. It was very strong.
Yeah. Good start. Let's see what they do.
Very solid.
We'll see what they do
very
with
hard.
Peacemaker season 2.
I'm excited for that. I like that
show. Green Lantern.
I'm excited for that too. Guy Gardner. Gardner or Garner?
I don't know.
Gardner. He was pretty chill. I liked him. I like his actor. Went from
I look forward to it.
mysteries of like the novel to the Rookie to Guardians of the Galaxy to Green Lantern. That was cool. I hope they do not kill him off to make space for a new Green Lantern. That would be really stupid. I feel like there can be more than one Green Lantern. It's not that deep. And Ryan Reynolds needs to return for a cameo. He has to. He has to.
Yeah, hopefully.
He's a funny guy. I think it would be fucking hilarious.
We'll see. We'll see what they do. We'll see what the plan is. We'll see.
Gardner.
We'll see who they decide to use as the for Batman.
I think they could really easily use Robert Pattinson. It would be fine. It would be fine. What'd you say?
So what? When the floods happened in that movie, what the fuck was Superman doing? Where were all the There's no metahumans in that world. To that degree, I don't think.
Okay,
totally
but Gotham
thing.
City is a different type of city, dude.
But you're telling me no one would show up to go and be like, "Hey, let's help flood victims."
Okay, did the movie not end in the flood? The movie ended in the flood, so we didn't see a resolution at all. And obviously, the movie was made as a fucking separate. Fuck you, man. You're picking and choosing. I said some shit, and you were like, suspend your disbelief, and now you're saying that I can't suspend my disbelief. And you said like, oh, the previous stuff that was retconned from DCEU to DCU. Oh, that's fine, but fucking Robert Pattinson. Oh no, since it took place in a different universe, it has to be another universe. Nah, man. Picking and choosing. I'm saying if they do it, it can reasonably be accepted.
My goodness.
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. I think I'd win in a rock, paper, scissors battle, okay? Let's just call out, okay? Are you ready? Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Okay.
Rock, paper.
I did it. You fucking dumbass. You fucking dumbass.
Why don't we just say it.
Okay, instead of shoot, just say what you did. Yes. So, rock, paper, scissors, rock.
Scissors.
No, you fucking dumbass. No. One more time. Okay, are you ready?
Yeah.
I'm gonna throw papers. I'm gonna throw papers, just so you know.
Okay.
Rock, paper, scissors, paper. Ah, good job. Okay, let's do it again. Rock, paper, scissors, paper.
Scissors, rock.
Ah, get fucked, man. Get fucked. All right. It'd be a uphill battle to convince Matt Reeves to integrate his universe into Gunn's DCU.
He had a hard time writing this script. I heard this.
Yeah, probably because it's fucking connected to the DCU.
I'm just saying that I've heard there's been some trouble.
I don't understand, like, if they're gonna do so many other Elseworld stuff, it is going to end up being confusing because you're gonna have two different Batmans at the same time, and it's like, if that's just gonna be confusing. It like, okay, a Batman movie came out, Batman 2 came out. Wait, what? But we just got Batman 3. Why is there a Batman 2? You know what I mean? And realistically, it won't be that difficult to understand, right? Obviously, one of them is going to be completely different than the other, and you'll realize. But it's like, it's also messy for no reason.
You think
the Elseworlds label is specifically so people aren't confused, but is it going to be labeled as Elseworlds? Like, are they going to advertise it, the Elseworlds, Batman, 2, Cold Day? I don't know, whatever they're going to call it, you know?
Do you think
it might be a logo? It might be a logo, actually.
Hides in his house for he too's afraid of what he's created.
Yeah, because when he's created, the universe he's created. Do you know what I do with these fucking hands? Do you know what that quote is from?
Is that from that Spider-Man in that war movie?
I'm glad you clocked that. I'm really glad you clocked that.
Brothers is
dude.
A phenomenal war film. Like, it's so good with Jake Gyllenhaal. Phenomenal. My God, Christian, do you know what?
Gary, here's the thing, man. So Elseworlds means that, yes, that is very clear, but you got to think about this like when you look at the viewership as a number, a percentage, a very large percent of that number will not understand that, unfortunately. It's just, that's kind of how it is. when you
Like the
turn,
Marvel stuff, my father does not watch the shows.
dude, like when you turn people into a number, as fucked up as that sounds, the statistics don't lie, and the statistics just show that the general population will like of people who are watching these movies that make up the majority of the money, right? Because when a movie makes $800 million, do you understand that's so many people? And when you're looking at a population of that size, you're going to end up still getting that confusion, even if it's clear, even if it's like 1 + 1 is 2. You will still have someone asking why it's not 3, or someone who will say it's 3. You know what I mean? So that's kind of the outlook I look at everything. Because I know I'm inevitably gonna hear it, inevitability. Yeah, Brothers is a good
we'll
movie
see.
though.
We'll see what they do.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what they do. Do we know what the next movie is? Like the announced next movie coming out? Nah,
Supergirl next year.
they
I don't
announced
know when
that.
the TV. Yeah, 2026
Oh,
June.
I'm excited.
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know if
so
there's
basically
TV
a
shows
year.
beforehand. I don't
There
know
is.
if
Well,
there's TV.
Peacemaker.
Yeah, and I don't know when like the Green Lanterns comes out or something.
I guess it's the same thing as casuals thinking Sony movies are MCU related. Exactly. That's a good term. Casuals. Fucking casuals, man. What the? Yeah. Anyways. Is there anything else you wanted to say, Devil, of The Shield? Are you watching
No,
season
that was
4
it.
of Shield Hero?
I will be. I'm waiting for a few more episodes so I can like binge.
That's reasonable. But yeah, nothing else you wanted to chime in?
No.
All right, man.
I look forward to the future. I look forward to seeing what their plans are. I hope everything goes well.
Dude, me
Look
too,
forward
man.
to the TV shows.
Dude, me too, man. Me too, man. Dude, me too. People,
but
dude, the people who are getting these roles know that they're set up for life now, because I mean, it's at least going to take a while. Like if anything's going to go south, it's going to take a while. So there's going to be a few fucking
Lex
projects.
Luthor allegedly made $2 million, and Superman and
Yeah,
Lois
and think
made
about how many
750.
projects they're going to be a part of, and they're a part of the beginning, is what I mean. You know,
Yeah.
they're set up for life, man. They're gonna be making hella money, hella cash. And imagine like being these iconic characters like Jimmy.
hmm How old do you think Superman is, the actor?
Oh, like in real life, the actor?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
34?
He's 32.
Oh, okay, I was pretty close. He's 32. He is the same age as Superman in the movie, in fact. He's 33 in the movie.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So it works out pretty well.
Well, yeah, he's going to age with the character. That's, I think, what the goal was.
Absolutely.
Dude, abso-fucking-lutely. That's why they're pumping out fucking movies. You're telling me we're getting Supergirl in 1 year? Have they started recording that then? That's insane.
They finished it. They already finished
That's
it.
fucking nuts.
Yeah, man.
Dude. Why is it Superman? But Supergirl. Anyways. I'm going to end the stream here. Thank you for everyone for being out. Gary.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Gary.
It was a pleasure discussing with you.
Thanks, Pay Cash Money.
Pay Cash Money. Pay Cash Money. Hey, there was this dude. Fuck this guy. This guy named Devil of the Shield was in my chat. Fuck this guy. Banning him. Oh, I think Caveman was here too. That's awesome. Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. I'll see you guys in the next one next week, Thursday.